Now we're going to get into our interview tonight with one of the stars of the Hardy Boys Season 2. Welcome to the program, Krista Nazaire.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. Of course, the second season of the Hardy Boys has come back to TV. It airs on Mondays on YTV at 8 p.m. and is also available in the States on Hulu. And you got to come into this, the second season. You're a new character.
Yes.
As Belinda. Tell us a bit about Belinda and how she fits into the Hardy Boy universe.
Yeah, Belinda is such a great character. She's just so brave and courageous. And she's moved around a lot because of her dad's job. She's never really had a stable place. And because of that, when she is somewhere, she's an experiencer. She'll never say no to an adventure. It's very seldom that you'll get her saying no. So we get to see that really spontaneous side to her. But on the flip side, as the stakes get higher throughout the season, we get to see an empathetic side to Belinda. We get to see the protector. We get to see the side of her that drops the coolness sometimes and is scared. So I'm really excited for everybody to see the multifaceted character that's Belinda.
Yeah, no, totally. I myself watched the first 2 episodes of this season. And I got to say, Belinda's got a great intro into the show. You kind of get everything about it. Like, she's cool, she's confident, she's bold, and she likes to put together zines, which both myself and Mr. Green are from the 80s, so we remember zines.
I hope she does them justice. Oh, Belinda's so creative. She has the best zines in town, and I'm not being biased, but they're amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like to Andrew's point, she comes in probably the coolest way possible. And as being little secret to be known for everybody, I spent some time in detention.
Really? What?
I know it's hard to believe, as squeaky clean as I am these days. But that I gotta say would have been my dream meet to meet a new person. So cool because my detentions were boring AF. They were so I just sitting there staring at the ceiling all the time, just waiting for time. So like watching this, I was just like, man, where was Belinda in my detentions?
I would say the same. And I love, one of my favorite parts about that scene is when Chet says, when she says, I want to play a game. And Chet's like, is that allowed? And she's like, probably not. But she doesn't care. She's like, I want to do it. So let's do it.
Yeah, no, totally. And, it's good. It's good also for the Chet character as well. Because, the first season, Chet is like the loneliest point of a love triangle. Nobody's getting out his way. And now he's finally, meeting up with somebody that, is interested and he could talk to and stuff like that. And, brings a bit more flavor to his life so he doesn't feel like a third wheel. It's great.
Right. I love seeing the dynamic between Belinda and Chet, because now you see Chet with this girl who's so fiery and he's a farm boy who's used to his normal life in Bridgeport. And you see him now playing around with this girl who's just so crazy and spontaneous and so different than what he might be used to prior to meeting the Hardy Boys.
So, Krista, you mentioned that Belinda is an experiencer. So I'm just curious, are you an experiencer? Is that something you brought to the role, or are you more of a kind of let the adventure kind of come to you person?
Oh, I wish I could say no to an adventure, but no, I will say yes to anything and everything. My castmates learned that. They've done so many things this summer, just because I'm like, guys, I'm bored. Let's go do this. Let's do an escape room. Let's go to Niagara for the weekend. Let's do whatever. So I definitely relate to her in that.
Yeah, I heard you guys did a lot of escape rooms together. How good were you at solving the puzzles?
You know what? I'm so competitive. So by force, when those 60 minutes are up, I better have solved it. So good.
Yeah, we used to have a sponsor that was an escape room, and they had us come in. They're like, before we sign on with you, you got to come play the game. We took twice as long, and because they were like, hey, you guys seem like good guys. We'll give you more time. We'll give you more time, and we still didn't get it solved.
No, not even in 70 minutes at least.
It was supposed, to tell you the truth, Krista, it was supposed to be a 15-minute game.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's fair. That is fair.
And it was a 15-minute game. Apparently, if you had smart people, and that was not us. You could do this in 15 minutes.
And if you had more people, it was just the two of us too.
Yeah.
It was just two of you. Okay, fair.
But I think Andrew, you remember, it was 45 minutes or 46 minutes or something. We finally got it. They finally were just like, okay, guys, we give you the extra time. We really like you, but we gotta cut. You guys are not making the mustard here.
There was a phone in the room, and they called us, and they picked up, and they're like, just go look over there. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Like in the corner on the left.
Yeah.
Listen, I won't tell if you don't tell. In my mind, you guys got it done in 15 minutes.
Yeah, see, this is why, Krista, next time we go to an escape room, we're bringing you, right? Because if you bring in you got the skills, but you've also got our backs, and those are two key factors.
That's right. We'll
get it done in 10 minutes.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that outlook. That's good, definitely.
Yes.
Now, I heard that when it came to the show, of course, it takes place in the 80s. So, of course, all the 80s fashion, that you have a newfound respect for shoulder pads now, eh?
They just are like a power move. Like, you just walk in the room with shoulder pads and everybody's like, who's that? That person, I want to hear every word that comes out of their mouth. That's somebody I want to listen to.
See, it's such a weird take because I grew up in the 80s. I remember shoulder pads and how ridiculous they were. And to hear you say like how awesome they are, I'm like, it's such like when I see shows with shoulder pads, I kind of have like PTSD. I'm just like, it's taking me like putting on the Don Johnson jacket, the whole nine. It's not good. It's not good.
But to be fair, I don't know. When I see it in modern day fashion, it doesn't do it for me. But when I see it done in the 80s and that era, it's just mind blowing. I love it. But
I feel the same way about a cutoff jean vest. It only works in the 80s.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, so what about the hairstyle then? You know, because it was a bit much. Like the shoulders were big, so was the hair.
I love seeing I'm not a fan of it for modern day, but I love watching 80s television and movies and seeing the hair. It's so creative, and it's nothing. We don't even have a rendition of these hairstyles in modern day, except for the bangs. Maybe we took the bangs and the layers with us, but just the big hairstyles, we don't see that anymore. So that was really fun to recreate with Belinda in the show.
Oh, definitely. We got an email in from Angela W, who says, "Hey geeks, happy Easter." Gives in a late review to the Secrets of Dumbledore, saying Dumble shit sucked. Very to the point. Finishes off with a question for Krista. Hey, Krista, is Stephen Hart really towering?
Is Stephen Hart really towering? Oh, is this the tall man?
I think so.
This is the tall man. And unfortunately, he was only in season 1. So I didn't get to meet him. But funny enough, that was one of the first questions I had for the gang when I met them on season 2. And to answer your question, I cannot back this up because I did not see him with my own 2 eyes, but apparently, yes, he is massive, but also the sweetest person you'll ever meet. So
that's awesome.
Now, coming into season 2, what was your experience like coming onto the set as, you know, the newbie? Like literally your character's a newbie, but you are also a newbie onto this set. What was that like, you know, coming on to a set that has, you know, its own camaraderie that they built from the previous season for you to jump in like that?
Right. I think I was really lucky that the first season was out because I could then watch the show and take what I needed from it to know how to develop Belinda. And especially seeing the camaraderie between the gang and how they banded together to solve the mysteries was so important, so that when developing Belinda, I can figure out how I wanted her to integrate into the group seamlessly.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Now, it's probably a first experience for you that happened just a couple of weeks ago, was that you attended WonderCon as a guest. That was your first time as a guest at a convention, correct?
That was my first time, yes.
What was that experience like for you?
It was awesome. I have watched Comic-Con panels for years, since I was a kid. So going to WonderCon, which is Comic-Con's international convention, was just amazing. It was a dream come true. It felt so full circle, and everybody in costumes, their cosplay was amazing. So I need to go back and dress up this time.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome.
Do you have something in mind that you would think that you would like to do, or was it just so many ideas at once?
There's so many ideas, but lately I've just started watching One Piece a couple of weeks ago, and I think there's so many characters in One Piece. There's definitely a character that I have to, maybe Robin, cosplay as.
Are you a big anime fan?
I just got into it. I'm slowly really getting into it, but One Piece has me hooked. I'm on episode like 200, and I have a lot more to go because they're in the thousands.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I have a long ways to go.
Yeah, very, very different than North American television or animation.
I'm still used to 10 episodes per season. And now I can take my time with this because I have lots of time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now, I also found out that you're a Humber College graduate in media communications. So of course you got to do the videography, photography, journalism, advertising, coding, public relations. Like that's a full thing. I went there for comedy and I came out with just comedy. So what's it like to have like a vocation there where you got to learn so many different things?
Yeah, that was just such an amazing time of my life because no 2 days were the same. We were learning so much in the span of 2 years, and I got to take those skills with me in my acting career. When we did my photography class, for example, that's the first time that I took my own headshots, and from those headshots I got an agent. And then I did my videography class where I learned how to use a DSLR, which then translated into me learning how to film self-tapes from home. And so all of these things are just transitional tools that I could use in everyday life, and I'm so grateful for them.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. You know, because so many people, at least when we were growing up, so many people would have had to like go and hire somebody or bug their friend, or girlfriends or whatever, and be like, "Hey, I know you had a camera. Can you take some really nice shots of me?" And then you look at them and you're like, going, "I don't look like this."
Yep. I've had those moments. Yeah.
See, this is where you doing it yourself. You're gonna be like, okay, right? Like,
exactly. You're the person behind the camera and in front of the camera, so you get what you want. It's the best of both worlds, honestly.
I was gonna say a lot of less pressure there, with you just doing, because then you only can argue with yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Precisely.
That's right. But we would like to say that out there, we do not condone talking to yourself for long periods of time in argument with oneself. You should try to, learn to love yourself and be open to your own ideas. That's what I say.
Yeah. Be your biggest supporter.
That's right.
Message.
There you go. Perfect. Well, Krista, I want to thank you for coming on the program. It's been a delight talking to you. I look forward to watching more of the Hardy Boys season 2. And of course, whatever other projects you got coming down the pipe.
Perfect. Thank you guys for having me. This was such a great talk.
Well,
all right. Well, you have yourself a great night.
All right. You too. Take care.
Bye.